Dear friends, welcome back. Today we will see another topic, that is looping. And the looping, as the name only suggests, it is a process of repeating one task many number of times. Generally we will say n number of times. Nowadays the repetitive tasks are everywhere. Maybe for example, if you are going to ATM, in ATM we will try to withdraw amount, or maybe we will try to use the ATM maybe n number of times. We don't know how many number of times the customer will use that ATM. Sometime, maybe one time, maybe two times, maybe in the whole day, repeatedly, so many number of customers will use that ATM. If you see reservation counter, in reservation counter, the reserving ticket or booking the ticket will be made many number of times, and the reservation people will not come to know how many times the people will come or customer will come to book the tickets. So these are the common things for the repetitive task. This repetitive task, how to be performed, that we will see in detail. In the looping, there are three components. What are those components? For example, if I say repeat your name or write your name 10 times, what you will make? So you will start writing the name. Along with that, you will use your brain as a counter to count how many times the name is written or the name is repeated. Generally, we will use brain as a counter to start the writing of name and as well as to stop that writing. And when we are writing our name, one time name, again second time name, the same thing we will continue like 3, third time name, maybe we will continue the same thing up to 10 times. In this process, you can see we have started at one position. At one, name is started. Again 2, name. 3, name. That means this process, we can call it as a initialization process. And it is incremented. Go on incrementing 1, 2, 3, one by one. And that process we will call it as a incrementation. That is the second process. And the third thing is somewhere we have to stop. As per the requirement, as I said, 10 times you have to write your name. Writing name is over. At the 10th time, you have to stop the thing. That means we will stop one looping process at one specific position. That is stop condition. In this way, there are three components. I'll write those components one by one. First one, we will start at one position, that we will call it as a initialization, and then we will go on incrementing, that I can call it as a incrementation, and then we will stop at some position, that we can call it as a stop condition. Normally you have seen in C, C++, there are three types. In Java, there are three types of statements, but along with that, they have introduced with one more, that we will call it as a for each statement, like while, do while, and then for statement, and then for each statement. This is newer one in Java. If you don't know how many times to repeat, then the best looping is while. Do while. Sometime you want to do some validation, or you don't know what to take or what type of input you are taking. At that time, in the do part, we can take the input. On the input, we can decide what to perform or what to do. And that type of thing is called as do while process. So in the while, we will take statements and then we will stop. But in the do while, do, then we will take the statements, and then while we will take condition, and then we will stop. That means do statements, and there may be one statement which decides about the while, and afterwards we will come to while, and we will take the condition. If the condition is true, again it will go to the do process, otherwise it will come out. And another one is for, and in the for statement we will take for, this is direct statement, for initialization semicolon, condition to stop, and then incrementation. So there are three parts. Then we will take the statements. Okay. So I am writing like this way. That means it may be statement or statements. If there is a statement, no necessity of curly braces. Or if there are statements, you have to take the opening and closing curly brace. Then the for each. For each is another statement. It is commonly used with the arrays. For variable, then we will take the array. Then statements. Then end of for. Here this variable will act like a counter, and this variable will take one by one values of array. Automatically it will take the 0th value, first value, second value. In that way it continues. For variable colon array set. But one difference is there with the for each and for statement. In the for, we can go in a forward direction as well as we can come in the backward direction. That means we can take the incrementation as like positive value as well as negative value. That is possible in for. Maybe I can start at 10, I can decrement 9, 8, 7 like that way, as well as I can start with 1 and I can increment 2, 3, 4 like that way. But in the for each, we can take only the positive values for variable colon array set. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, only those values it will take in the for each statement. That's the difference between for and for each. But the advantage of for each is here no necessity of initialization of variable or no necessity of condition to stop. Automatically on the array set values it decides the initialization and condition to stop. That is the advantage of for each statement. Now we will see one example for while. Now I'll open IntelliJ. Then I'll right click on SRC. I'll right click on SRC, new Java class. Then I'll specify name while example. Then I'll double click on class to open that class. Okay, now we have public class while example. I'll take public static void main string args, then curly. Then we will take one example, simple example, int c is equal to 1 while c less than 10 system dot out dot println C value is equal to plus C, semicolon. Now there is only one statement, no necessity of taking curly braces. Just click on run button, and then you can see the output. Even it is saying, even you can press Alt plus Enter to add braces to while statement. So no necessity of typing in IntelliJ. Okay, now we can see. So value 1, since we have not incremented it. Now we will increment C++, semicolon. Now once again we will run. Now you can see the output. It started from 1. Value is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that is the advantage of while loop. So we can repeat n number of times. But we have taken 10 here. Maybe for example, instead of int, I will take boolean y is equal to false. Then I will take while y is equal to true. Then I will take one statement, one message as I am true. Now we will run. Yeah. So nothing is displayed since we have taken y is equal to false and we have taken while y is equal to true, then only take the statement. Now if I take this one as true, then we will run again. Okay, now it displays the I am true continuously since there is no statement to come out from the while loop. Now we will stop by closing this one. Terminate. So in IntelliJ that advantage is that directly you can close infinite loops. Now we will see one example. In this one, we will take import java.util.star semicolon to take the input, public class while example, public static void main string args. Then we will take scanner class to take the input, scanner yes is equal to new scanner system.in. Then we took one value boolean y is equal to true. So purposely we took y is equal to true to move into the loop. Okay. While y is equal to true, already y is equal to true only, so it will move into the while loop. And in that we have printed system.out.println I am true. System.out.println again take the response from the user by using y is equal to s dot next boolean. The advantage of scanner class is we can take any type of data. Conversion is not necessary. That's the advantage of scanner class. So we took scanner class here. Y is equal to s dot next boolean. Take the boolean value in the y new value. Maybe user can enter true as well as false. And if he enters true, once again it will come back and repeats the loop. And if he enters false, then it will come out from the loop and stops the while loop or stops the program. Just we will see the output. Run this program. I am true. Enter your response. We will take the response as true again. What happens? I am true. Once again, enter your response. We will take false. Now process finished with exit code 0. That means the loop is terminated. So if some task has to repeated on the basis of user's choice, this type of loop is helpful. While is faster compared to other looping statements. And the next one is do while loop. In do while, we will take the do first. Just I'll convert this one. I'll take do here. Just I'll take do and I will take while at the bottom. And here semicolon. So it is called as exit control loop. While is called as entry control loop. At the time of entry only it will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will move into the loop. And here in the beginning, without checking the condition, it takes the statement at least once and then it checks the condition. If the condition is true, again it repeats. Otherwise, it will come out and it takes the next statement. Just we will run this one. Now response. We will take the response as false. Even this comes out. And this do while loop is helpful in the validation. For example, if I take double salary semicolon and do system.out.println enter your salary, and here we will take salary is equal to yes dot next, we can take next double directly, then semicolon, and then while salary greater than 0. Here you can see we took one salary variable of type double to take the salary. Do enter your salary, then we are taking the salary value. If the salary value is greater than 0, we are repeating. Do while salary greater than 0. Okay, this we will run and see what happens. Enter your salary. I will take minus 2000. So directly it came out. Now we will take run again. Now we will take the salary. Now I will take positive value 5000. Then again it will ask for the salary. Just we will change this one. So we will change the program to take only the positive values. So salary less than 0 instead of greater than 0. So once again we will run and we will see the output. Stop and rerun. Enter your salary. I will take minus value now, minus 4000. So again it will ask for the salary. That means it will avoid negative value. So for these type of thing, do while is helpful. Do take the salary. If there is any negative value from the user, once again ask for the salary. And this type of process we will call it as a input validation system. And for this type of input validation, do while is helpful. Thank you friends. In the next class, we will continue with for statement.